vortex. So I like trees a lot. I don't worship them, okay? Sometimes I kiss them. I don't just hug them, I kiss them. But I kiss them because they literally breathe, you know? They're alive. And I don't know, it's like if you ever have misgivings about remaining alive in this world, just look at the trees. Just go spend some time in nature and just try to appreciate this. And get the fuck away from human beings, because they will only disappoint you. And it's a lot better to be alone. I know that sounds really depressing, but that's just how I feel right now. And it's okay if you feel that way. Don't let anybody bully you into, socializing when you don't want to socialize, or going to a party and you don't feel like going to it. I actually did comedy 4 times this week, which is really weird because I usually don't do it that often. So, I guess I must have been pretty depressed. But, needless to say, comedy didn't help at all. I guess I just happened to go 4 times. I usually only go twice, if that. But I don't know, it's always really awkward. Even if I do well, it's really awkward for me. And I really don't enjoy it. There's certain parts of it that I think are alright, but, just the overall experience is really, grueling. But I guess that's why you have to be, crazy to do it, Because, yeah, most people won't, get up on stage and bomb and be like, I'm gonna go do that again, I'm gonna go humiliate myself on a stage in front of strangers one more time, Most people don't want to do that. But then you get to know the people that you do it with. And yeah, they might not be that good. They're comedians, Most comedians are just narcissists, And I know I have that in me too. But it's weird that I would get called a narcissist because the way that I talk, but the way that I act indicates that I'm not a narcissist. Because narcissists have to have attention. They have to be around somebody that will validate them in some kind of way. I hate that. I get mad when people try to validate me. No, I don't need that from you. It's cool when people laugh at my jokes. It's cool when people agree with me. I would rather have them agree with me than laugh. Because I'm a funny person. Because my experience is so out there. So people can't help but laugh at it. They really have no choice because it's just so ridiculous sometimes. And I know that about myself because I have self-awareness. So that thing that used to be so painful for me is now the gift that keeps on giving, because it allows me to see things from an alternate perspective that most people don't have, because they gave up their self-awareness so that they can stare at a screen all the damn time, because that's just so fucking cool, isn't it? Well, I'm really lucky that I don't make those same decisions. And hey, there's another spider. That's not a spider. That's something. I don't know what it is, but what is it? This is why I don't shave my legs. Because, like, if I try to shave them, I only shave some of them, and then it just looks stupid. Right? See? Shaved. Not shaved. Goodbye, friend. Goodbye, whoever you are. Whatever you are. Yeah, but, like, there's a part of me that wishes that I could, like, go over there and socialize, but I've already, like, tried to do that, and I feel bad. Like, it's nothing against anybody. It's always me. Like, even if I'm with somebody that's really annoying or really stupid or really redundant or whatever, it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna blame myself because, like, I can always, twist something and make it more agreeable, or tolerable, rather. That's a better word. Tolerable. I can always take something and make it more tolerable just by the way that I spin it in my head, But at some point, I have to fucking leave. And I was just, looking at like, the families that I go to church with, and, like, these moms are just, like, they're so maternal. Like, they're just so good at, like, holding babies and nursing them and being with their children. And I'm like, dude, I'm so in awe. But I've been talking about that a lot more because it's just something I've been thinking about, because I know that, like, I'm too old at this point. Even though people would insist, oh no, you can still have a baby, and no, I'm not doing it unless I can do it in the traditional, utopian fantasy bubble in my head, okay? I'm not gonna do it unless I can do it in that specific way. Because I have very high standards, and I would not want my kid to grow up and have mommy going crazy, like, every 3 days. Because daddy talks to her. And she doesn't want to talk to daddy. Like, that's not right. That's not right to, like, raise your kids like that and have, like, mommy and daddy fighting all the time. And, like, I just have to be alone. And, like, I think, like, if I had a kid, like, I wouldn't resent the kid because it would, like, depend on me. But that's gotta be, like, a lot of the reason why, like, women are bad moms. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's because they resent that their kid is, like, relying on them to take care of them. There's gotta be, like, a bit of that narcissism. I feel like that's a lot of where that shit comes from. It's just, like, women feeling like society makes all these demands on them, and they don't get enough credit for it. I think that that's true of everybody, honestly. I think that society makes demands on so many people for so many different reasons. And then you have people, like, going along with these stereotypes of, like, what we're supposed to do. And how we're supposed to behave. In certain ways, this is, not unhealthy, because it's, like, it's good to have, like, positive roles in society. Like, these people take care of certain things, and those people take care of those other things, That's just the way that the world works. But I feel like there is some deep resentment about that as well. For people that just, like, don't understand that. You see, like, I understand that women are supposed to, like, be the caregivers, We're supposed to be the nurturing caregivers
that kiss the boo-boos and put the kids to bed and cook daddy dinner, okay? That's what we're supposed to do. And I understand that, and I agree with that. But it's like, I'm too fucking nuts to do that. And I've always known that, like when I was really young, I was like, dude, you're so crazy. Like, it was just so obvious to me that I was, like, just in another world. But I'm still aware of the world that I live in, and I'm still aware of, like, what the roles are in that world and why those roles exist and why it's important for everybody to fulfill those roles. And I think that that's the major problem in the world, is that people don't fulfill the roles that they're supposed to fulfill. So don't think I'm not, like, aware of the fact that, like, I'm supposed to do that myself, and yet I don't, because I'm out here. I'm out here under a tree that I call my soulmate, you know? Because I don't know how people stay in relationships. Like, I just met a couple tonight that's like, the grandparents of this dude that was baptized with me. And they're like high school sweethearts, right? They're old as fuck, and they were high school sweethearts. And they got married, like, right out of high school. And they're still happy. They're still happy, they still, like, do things for each other, you know, and it's not resentful. I just feel like people that don't know why they're supposed to do things will resent it, or they'll just be really, really bad. They'll be really, really bad at whatever they're supposed to do because they don't understand the purpose of it, you know? And, like, I have a restaurant job that I used to really, I want to say I hate it, because I don't think I ever hated my job. But it was like, I resented a lot of the people. Not the people I worked with, but the people that, sometimes the people I worked for, but mainly the people that I had to provide a service for, okay? I used to be real bitter. Used to? Okay, I'm nowhere near as bitter as I used to be. Nowhere near as bitter. I used to be way more of a cunt. Believe it or not. But I think it's because, like, I expected more of society. And then when I let go of those expectations, a lot of stuff that used to piss me off no longer pissed me off, because it was like, why are you expecting people to be nice to you? Why are you expecting people to appreciate you? Why are you expecting people to not be assholes? You know? Because, like, you're talking about, like, the clientele of, like, fast food restaurants. You know, I stand by this statement that the shittier the food, the shittier the people that consume it. Okay, so I know that you have these uptight, hipster environmentalists that eat vegan and are fucking pieces of shit, you know, but there are so many pieces of shit that come through a fast food drive-thru. And that makes sense, because, like, they don't have to do that much interaction. Apparently there's a silent auction. I don't need to hoard any more shit. I don't. Because, like, there was some stuff that I was like, I could buy that. I'm like, of course you could buy it, but should you buy it? You know? I think that I live my life pretty authentically in the fact that, like a lot of the advice that I got, like, I just went the other way. And, like, I've tried being normal or whatever. I think that my last round of attempted normalcy was when I voted for Trump. So I was like, I'm going to be a patriot. Isn't that funny? Isn't that so ridiculous? Can you imagine me, a patriot? The thing is, I just don't love anything. Like, I don't understand why you would, like, love or hate something. Like, you love or hate an entire country. You love or hate an entire race. You love or hate an entire gender. You love or hate an entire food group or something, you know? That's funny. Yeah. But I just, like, I just can't get down with this, like, you know, I'm so proud to, like, be this thing or that thing. Like, I'm not even proud to be a schizophrenic. That's something I should be proud of because, in a way, I did choose this. Like, I didn't choose to have the thoughts and ideas that I have, but I chose to just accept that, you know? I didn't choose to have this massive amount of feelings that I have to stuff into my pockets. I got so many feelings, they're like falling out of my pockets, you know? It's so annoying. But it's like you can't explain that to people. And I guess that's why, like, I feel like I have a leg up in a way. And I know that sounds kind of weird to say that, like, being a schizophrenic or being depressed or, like, understanding PTSD. It's like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Like, what society calls mental illness is just extra. It's just a lot of extra stuff inside of your head that you're wrestling with. And society doesn't understand it, so they say that you're crazy. But that just means that they're naive. They don't know what that kind of experience is like, so they just say it's crazy. How emotionally immature is that shit? You know? It's like people that get offended, but they're not even going to ask themselves, why did I get so triggered by this person? Maybe I should try to figure that out, rather than just blame this person for something that I'm not willing to accept about myself, you know? And I know that I could fall into this category sometimes, but I just don't stay there. I don't stay there because there's nothing in it for me. I don't get dopamine the way that the general public gets dopamine. And I'm really lucky for that, because that's got to be terrible to be like the general public. I mean, you might think this is a cope because I'm all alone or whatever, but it's like, I don't think that I have options. Like, I just don't. But like I said, it is a choice to stick with it. It is a choice to not take medication that makes me, like, numb to my experience. It is my choice to, you know, not fight these experiences that I have and not just assume that something's horribly wrong with me. You know, because I don't think that anymore.
Just looking at the way the society like doesn't handle any of their problems, and then they want to whine that those problems that they're not dealing with lead to even more problems, you know? It's just like with a physical problem. Like, if you don't deal with the physical problem, it's going to manifest into something else that'll be worse. And so it's like, why wouldn't you treat your mental stuff the same way that you treat physical stuff? I don't know. It's just my take. But I don't know. I just been thinking about how like fucked up the world is. How, you know, people just need this structure. They just need like, they need stuff to do. Look at my grays. Oh my goodness, I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm like a dinosaur. Right? Except what, dinosaurs aren't real, right? Maybe I'm not real either. But look. Look at these wrinkles. It's my bulldog. I wish I was a bulldog. That would be amazing.